What's up, gamers? How's everyone doing tonight? What's up, Dr. K Space? How you doing? What's up? What's up? O1 underline. What's up, Bingo Bango Bonko? What's up, Wesley Code? How you doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Meet my little chips and crackers. Sorry, you're gonna hear that. What's up over in YouTube land? What's up, Elemental Admin Minecraft? I don't know what the MC stands for. I just assumed Minecraft. It's probably not the case. What's going on? What's going on? I am correct? Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's so funny. I just made that up. Go me. All right, let me just pin this message real quick. Let me change the YouTube chat over to live chat because it likes to get confused there. Just call me Elemental. Nice, nice, got it. What's up, Bastion? How you doing? Minecraft Hammer was ahead of his time. Dude, so true. Busy with work, making use of knowledge gained from you on my scripts. It's cool. Yo, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, thank you anyone for checking out the Bash course, which was released over a month ago now, a month and a half ago. I have made a surprisingly lot of money on a completely free course, so thank you everyone who chose to pay for it. That's super cool, you guys. What's up, Alpha Links? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I am doing pretty well. Can't complain. I'm tired. Just tried skipping after a whole year without exercising. Well, listen, that's a bad move. Don't go that long without exercising. I actually just got off the treadmill. I was on there for 45 minutes. You have a lot of work to do, so I started streaming in a good time. Yeah, feel free to use me as like a nice co-working space. What's up, Kilobyte? How you doing? I crashed out over Bash last week because I didn't realize that sourcing a file in Bash passes command line arguments to the source file. Oh, that is a rabbit hole in and of itself, because you can give arguments to the name of the file. So you can say source, the name of the file, and then you can give it its own arguments, or you could let it implicitly use the arguments that are there. That can, oh yeah, that's a mess. That's a nightmare if you're not prepared for it. Cool, you can do some cool stuff with it, but you know. 2015, yes, that is when Advent of Code started, so we are going through the years and starting fresh from the beginning. See, I watch videos of you from 1 year ago. Funny, but I like better this nice and gentle Dave. That's true, and slightly skinnier Dave, too. I was about 30 pounds heavier back then. Maybe 40 pounds. I don't know, I haven't weighed myself in a while. Don't worry, I can still get into it. Hold on, you ready? You ready? Watch this. Yo, what's up, everyone? My name's Dave, and you suck at programming. All right, today we're going to talk about why your code sucks. Okay, your code is absolute garbage, and I write the best code because I am literally the best programmer that's ever lived. Yeah, no, I still got it. Don't worry. Hello from France. Yo, what's up? What's up? Hello from the US. You helped me with modding Bash? That's crazy. What kind of stuff have you been doing with Bash? Oh, you can't even hear that. I had the desktop audio turned off. There we go. Hello from Clearwater, Florida. Yo, hello, hello. I was just, I was pretty close by recently. I was in, around Disney World last week. Clearwater's a beautiful place. Beautiful weather down there. I know it's a little bit chilly now, but that's because everywhere is getting hit with a nice snowstorm, so that's fun. This cursed stuff like making done one letter. Yeah, that's a wild thing. I love it, though. I'm glad I can encourage people to pull down the Bash source code and modify it. What is the plan for this live? Type in cringe to base code I expect. Oh, go check out the title. We're going to be running through the Advent of Code puzzle challenges. Advent of Code. We were running through those challenges starting from the beginning, so we're looking at 2015's puzzles and working our way forward. Alright. Let me get my screen share working. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh, the desktop audio is set to different volume levels when I go across. Oh. I'll have to mess with that. Okay, that's weird. I think when I'm in this view, the piano's actually slightly louder. I have too many sources here. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. We got the chat up. That's good. Turn on the browser. There we go. Got the cam. Cool. That looks good. So yeah, let's jump over to Advent of Code. So that's what we will be doing tonight. Advent of Code, check it out, adventofcode.com. It's a series of different like puzzle challenges and stuff, and you can definitely use programming to figure them out. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing it in Bash today. We've done all of 2024. We have done all of 2025. We are going to start at the beginning and do 2015. Now we've already started there, so we've done a couple of them, but we're going to go through here and do the puzzles that we have next. So the day that we are on is day 5. That is where we will start with today. So that's what we plan on. That's what I plan on knocking out today. AOC, yay? Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for it. Hello from Poland. Yo, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Do all Bash scripters look alike? Just asking because I'm a Linux since Windows 8.1 and I love Bash script. I love Bash scripting and I look like you. Listen, I think it's part of the look. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's the long hair. It's the, you can look at that person and be like, yeah, they're a computer guy. Oh man, okay. So you really have been messing with the Bash syntax there. I see it. That's wild. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Do you ever think of switching Bash to Python? Shells are too picky on whitespace. Shells are too picky on whitespace? So your counterexample is Python? I think Python might be slightly pickier when it comes to whitespace. I have no desire to do that. I just like Bash. It's a fun language. But I think Python is the wildest example to go there. All right, so let's see what we got here. Day 5. Doesn't he have intern elves for this? Santa needs help figuring out which strings in his text file are naughty or nice. A nice string is one with all the following properties. It contains at least 3 vowels, A, I, O, U only, like A, I, this, or this, okay. It contains at least 1 letter that appears twice in a row, like XX, DD, or AABB. Okay, cool. It does not contain the strings AB, CD, PQ, or XY, even if they are part of one of the other requirements. All right, well, this seems very, very simple. Let's see. For example, this one is nice because it has at least 3 vowels. Okay, a double letter, and none of the disallowed substrings. It's nice because it has at least 3 vowels, a double letter, even though the letters used by different rules overlap. Okay. This one is naughty because it has no double letter. This one is naughty because it contains the string XY. Okay, that seems simple enough. Let me go ahead and unshare this. Let me get my actual puzzle input. And okay, my puzzle input is just a lot of strings. So that's simple enough. So let's go over here, make dir, day 5, cd into day 5, rem real input dot text. Let's go ahead and hide this real quick. Okay, I just pasted in the real input into the terminal so you can see there are 1,000 lines that we have to churn through. So let's go ahead and copy over some of the examples that we have here from the website, because we know that example input dot text. We know that this one is nice. AAA is nice. And then these next three are naughty. I'm just copying these from the website. They're all very similar length. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. It contains at least 3 vowels. Okay. It contains at least 1 letter that appear twice in a row. And it does not contain, and then there's 4 example strings. Regex? Yeah, possibly. It does seem like a regular expressions kind of problem. Excuse me. Do you prefer the MIT license or the GPL license? That's too much to get into on this stream. I typically release all of my source code under MIT. I find it to be less restrictive over what people can do with it. But there are definitely arguments to be made for the GPL. But I'm more of an MIT guy myself. All right, so let's go ahead and start working. Part 1. User bin env bash while read dash r, what are they calling it? String? Do, done. Then we can check how many strings are nice. Is nice string. Total equals 0. If is nice string, then total plus plus. And then echo found total nice strings. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. We just need to define our is nice function. So this function will take a string as $1, and then we will determine if it's nice or if it's naughty. So right now, we should call this part 1, not just part. Wow. Out of all the things to call it, we call it the wrong thing. chmod plus x, part 1, run part 1 with the example input, and we found 5 nice strings. Okay, so that's clearly wrong. Obviously, we knew it would be wrong, but that's okay. So we could say echo checking string. Okay, cool. Now we can actually figure out how to implement this. Let's see. I do suck at programming. Listen, we all do. It's okay. That's a totally normal thing, a totally normal way to be feeling. How do we do this? Okay, let's go look at these rules. Yo, SZWE Do Man, Sweeto Man. Thank you for the Prime subscription over on Twitch. I appreciate that. That's super awesome. This is what we'll do. We'll just copy this over. I just copied this from the website. There we go. A nice string is one with the following properties. It contains at least 3 vowels. Okay, so it needs to have 3 vowels in it. It contains at least 1 letter that appears twice in a row, like XX, A, B, C, D, D, D. Okay, okay. And then it does not contain the strings A, B, C, D, P, Q, or X, Y. Okay, so let's start doing some things. I guess the first thing to do is check for at least 3 vowels. Well, we could get a frequency of all the characters that are in it. I don't know if this is overkill, but if we do this, if we declare -a cars for characters, we can loop over all the characters of the string. So for I equals 0, I less than the length of S, I plus plus, do, done. Local char, let's do local I here. Local char equals S colon I colon 1. Now we have the character. Let's just call it C, actually. There we go. So now we have the actual character there, so that we can store that we've seen it. So we can do chars at C. Let's just do plus plus. We'll have a frequency count of all the characters that we've seen. So that might be a little bit confusing here. What we're going to do is we're going to pull in the var dump library that I've used a bunch of times before. And we're going to var dump chars. There we go. So let's rerun this. There we go. We can see this string has U shows up once. Okay, so we're clearly not doing something right. Let's see. Check the excluded list first. Hold on real quick. Rules. No backseat driving for this. Like if you guys want to like throw out, you know, possible ideas that you think might work, that's okay. But like no backseat driving. I'm going to figure this out on my own. Yeah, that's about it. I'm switching to the computer so I can see the code. Yeah, you want the nice big screen. I get you. This is like almost impossible to watch on a phone, I think. Some people do. I think it's crazy. You can use grep for the substrings. Yeah, I definitely can. We're gonna get there, guys. No backseat driving. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're going one thing at a time. Enjoying the live from Brazil? Yo, welcome, welcome. So 1. Check for at least 3 vowels. So get a frequency count of all characters seen. There we go. I is less than the length of S. Oh, that's because this is not right. S is not an array. There we go. Then we substring it. Then we increment cars. Now we do this. There we go. So there we go. This is how many times a character shows up in this string. So this string has this frequency of characters. So we can go from it from here. I am joking. I do not sleep with Hillary Clinton and Albania. Bro, what are you talking about, man? I have no idea what you're talking about. No, you're all good, man. All right, get a frequency count of all characters seen. There we go. Now we know how many times a character shows up, so we can go and count the vowels. So we can do local vowel for vowel in A, E, I, O, U. There's all the vowels. We can get, we can do this. Local vowels with an S, okay. Let's define it on its own line, actually. Vowels is 0. If it's set chars at array spot vowel, if it's set, that means we've seen it. And if we've seen it, then we can vowels plus plus. There we go. Now if we're down here, we can check if vowels greater than or equal to 3, because that's what we want, right? It contains at least 3 vowels. So if vowels is less than 3, then not enough vowels. Let's just echo that to the screen, actually. Echo not enough vowels, and then we'll turn run 1 because it's a naughty string. So cool. So now we can run this, and we can see that this one had not enough vowels. And if we go back to the main screen here, we can see that this one's naughty because it only has 1 vowel. It contains only 1 vowel. So cool. Well, I don't remember what I shared to get there. Okay, let's get rid of the var dump. I think the var dump's going to be a little bit too excessive here. So checking this, not enough vowels. Checking this, not enough vowel. Found 3 nice strings. Now it should only find 2, but that's because we have to implement the other 2 checks. So let's go ahead. The next one is to check at least 3 vowels. The next one is 1 letter showing up twice in a row. Okay. So I'll have to figure out how to most efficiently search for that. So how do we do that? I think we just walk the string once. What's up, banana? Should we tell if you got something wrong? Nah, not right now. Yeah, I think we should walk the string once, keeping track of the last character we've seen, and if it's same as the new character we've seen, and that's it. Then we'll just know. Let's see. Off topic. Have you ever thought about making a contribution to Bash so they can add your var dump? No, not specifically for var dump. I do have some ideas for function things that I think would be useful. Like for instance, we have like declare -p. Which gives it to you like this, which is kind of nice because you can read this back into the shell. I think it would be nice to have a pretty print option. So no, I haven't thought about it, but I'm not against that because I think that could be a cool idea. Having something like this, I think, would be super useful if it was built into the shell. I'd have to mess around with it and come up with like something I think makes the most sense. But yeah, like that, it would be pretty cool to have something like this. All right, so let's do this. One letter showing up twice in a row. So loop the string. So let's do this. We'll do P for prev. Local P. Howdy do. Yo, what's up? What's up? Just join. No idea what you're doing, but I'm already hooked. That's so awesome. Cool, so we have the current character we're looking at, and we need to look at the one that's directly before it, and that'll be P. So we'll say if -n P, then have to think about how I want to actually write this. If they're the same, then we're good to go. I guess we don't even need the -n check there. If they're the same, then go no repeated characters. Cool. Let's make these go to standard error. There we go. Now we can start breaking when there's no repeated characters. So this one has not enough vowels. This one has no repeated characters. And this one has no vowels. So that's cool. That makes sense. What keyboard layout do you use? I'm in Dvorak. So just US Dvorak. So like my home row is this. Or I guess where my 4 fingers on both hands line up. Have you considered building... It's been years since I did it, but have you considered a video on building a man page? That'd be kind of cool. Maybe that'd be useful for people. I've done it a couple times. I've written them by hand. I've done like markdown conversions and stuff. I think it could be useful. All right, let's see. All right, what's the third thing we have to check for? Let's see, the third thing is it does not contain the strings A, B, C, D, P, Q, or X, Y. Okay. Weird, but okay. Okay. We'll figure out how to do that in a second. Ever consider a tutorial for those of us who fortunately back up but still don't know how to use tar and rsync to recover? You should figure out how to use them. If you're backing up your data, you should test that workflow and make sure that you're able to actually use your backups. Because like an untested backup is really, it's hopefully useful. So no, I've never actually considered a full video on that, but that could be kind of cool. I think that'd be kind of nice. Because yeah, I do have like a whole crazy backup system. Maybe it'd be cool to show some of that off. Will you consider to include visual representation of what keys you are pressing in your videos? I've thought about it. I don't really know a good way to do it or a good software that'll do it, but I'm definitely not against it. I think that could be super useful for people. You haven't backed up anything if you haven't tested it? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I think that's a good rule of thumb. Like, if you're doing backups, you should be exercising that backup path and making sure it actually works. What's the thing for man pages? Trough or yeah, it's super esoteric. It's like raw format, nroff, trough. There's so much rich history behind it. Yeah, a lot of times, even like today, I pretty much just use like Markdown to man page converters. I use Vim, not NeoVim. All right, so now we need to look for these 4 different things. So we can just do this. If it equals that, so I mean, it's not the greatest code, but like, we could just do this. If it equals that, so anything, AB, anything, we return with a failure. Otherwise, string was good to go. So if we do this, we can see that, well, none of those had those, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and churn through the real input. What do you think? Okay, found 172 nice strings. So let's go ahead and test this. That's not the right answer. Your answer is too low. Okay. Okay, interesting. So let's go back and figure out what we're doing wrong. Because we're throwing things out a little bit too quickly. So let's go ahead and figure out why we're doing that. I equals 0, I less than the length of s, I plus plus. Character C at I1, then we store chars, $C plus plus. So we have our count there. And then for vowel in A, E, I, O, U, we check if that one's set. If it's set to anything at all, then we comment them out. If we think the vowel's working, could we do this? Maybe go over the vowel code once more with a winky face. Hey, don't give me hints. You specifically asked me if you could point out if something was wrong. I said no. So don't do that. I don't want hints like that. I don't appreciate that. The flow state. Listen, the flow state is a very beneficial state to be able to get into. It's very difficult to get into. But if you get yourself in the flow state, it's super good for getting things done. What do you drink from that can? This is root beer. 0 sugar A&W root beer. Sorry, it's fine. You just, yeah, no, like, I don't know. You asked specifically, and I said no, but like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Listen, I'm gonna have bugs. You guys gotta let me just sit with these bugs sometimes. That's all I'm trying to say. A&W hamburgers and whoop beer. Brother. That's ridiculous. There we go. We'll at least get some better debug output here. I'm old guy, bingo bango boinko here. Too many ads on Twitch, so I swapped it. Yeah, I always wonder about Twitch ads. I've heard they're brutal. Hi, I'm here. Hi. Yo, what up? Welcome, welcome. You ever tried solving these Excel? No. No, I have not. All right, let's figure out what we got going on here. It contains at least 3 vowels. A, E, I, O, U only. Like A, I, that has 3 vowels. They're 3 different vowels. A, E, O, 3 different vowels. Or A, E, I, 3 different vowels. So, does that mean... Is AAA valid then? Oh, it is. Yeah. AA is nice. So it doesn't need 3 different vowels. It just needs 3 vowels in and of themselves. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. I don't like that. I should have been more careful when reading through it. Oh, so this is so much more overkill than it needs to be. This is so much more overkill than it needs to be. But we can still do it. 258 now. Okay. There we go. Okay, I just misinterpreted the instructions. Yeah, 258. All right, that seems fair enough. Could use string match with regex like that in an if statement. That would match that those things appear 3 times next to each other. Those vowels would have to be contiguous. They have to be next to each other. So that specific regex won't match it. There's a bunch of easier ways I could have done it. You could have just like... An easy way would just be to find and replace every non-vowel with an empty... Delete every non-vowel character and then count the length of that string. You could just go through character by character and increment a counter. Like there's a lot of other ways to it, but that regex I don't think will work. as written. Realizing the errors of his way, Santa has switched to a better model of determining whether a string is naughty or nice. Nice! Love it. None of the old rules apply, okay, as they're all clearly ridiculous. A nice string is one with all the following properties. It contains a pair of any two letters that appear at least twice in the string without overlapping. Oh my god, okay. What? So XYXY contains XY, or AABCDEFGAA both contain AA, but not like AAA, AA, but it overlaps. Okay. It contains at least one letter, which repeats with exactly one letter between them. Like XYX, ABCD, EFE, EFE, or even AAA. For example, this one is nice because is has... Oh, sorry. Blank is nice because is has a pair that appears... Should this be it? Is this just a typo? Should this be it? Eric. Is has a pair that appears twice, QJ, and a letter that repeats with exactly one letter between them. This is very confusing. I'm going to have to read through this a bunch of different times to really wrap my head around this. XXYXX is nice because it has a pair that appears twice and a letter that repeats with one between them. Okay. I need to make sure I understand these. Okay. There are two rules. Let's go ahead and... Now let me think. It contains a pair of any two letters. It has to be two letters that appear at least twice in the string without overlapping. Okay. It contains at least one letter which repeats with exactly one letter between them. Okay. That's easier to find. This one's really easy to find with regex. The other one might be. Are you streaming? Yes, that is what this is. You are on a stream, buddy. All right. Let's go ahead and do some code. Let's CP part 1 to part 2, Vim part 2. There you go. Let's copy over the new rules from the website. So here we go. You actually may be the part. Oh, wow, I can talk, guys. You actually may be part of the reason I started my career in sysadmin work. That's incredible. I love to hear that. That's amazing. Hopefully it's a fulfilling career. Do you enjoy it? But that sounds amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. That's great, honestly. Don't lie to me, brother. First of all, I'll lie to whoever I want. Secondly, I'm not lying to you. Okay. Let's go down here. We loop over. We check string is nice. We just have new rules for is nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and trash all these. And then we're just going to write our new is nice thing. So if we... Let's pop open that example input. And then we can grab some of these, because I'm going to grab some from the example. Yo, what's up, Sashi? How you doing? We've been chilling over here. It has been a long time. I think it's been like a week or two since... Well, probably over 2 weeks since I've streamed. So it's nice to be back. I don't know how long I'll stream, but, you know, it's fun. I like streaming. It's a good time. And if you're watching me on Twitch and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you're subscribed, because I'm on my way to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, yeah, if you don't do anything else, just hit that subscribe button. That'd be super cool. All right, cat example, pipe into part 2, and it should say all of them are nice. Cool. Let's go ahead and actually start implementing some things. I can talk. It contains a pair of any two letters that appear at least twice in the string without overlapping, like XYXY or that, but not like that. Okay, so we need to find two-letter patterns and then see if it shows up elsewhere in the string. Now, can we do this? Let me check. I would subscribe, but I have to unsubscribe first. Don't unsubscribe, guys. But I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear you guys are subscribed. I'm actually subscriber number 1. I don't know if I believe that, but I might believe that you've been around for a while. I'm going to do some testing over here. What if we say, like, you know, foo equals AV, and then we check, like, does Dave equal star $foo star? Is that true? It is true. Okay. But John should not be equal to that. Good. Okay, so that works. So we can at least test it that way. So let's do this. So we're going to try to make as many 2-letter patterns as we can. For I equals 0, I less than the length of S. It's going to be minus something. I think -2. It could be -1. It might be -1. Doesn't matter. Okay, I equals 0. I less than this. Echo. Let's grab the pattern. The pattern will be I at spot. No, it'll be S at spot I for 2. That is the pattern. You know what? Let's not even call it pattern. That's the needle. And the haystack is everything else. The haystack is I plus 2 all the way to the end. So echo looking for needle in haystack. We're just going to print it, and then we're going to exit here. So that way we can just run one at a time and kind of see what's going on. So if we run this, we can see that, okay, we're checking this string, looking for QJ in this string. So QJ in HVN, blah, blah, blah. Then we're going to look for JH in this string. Then we're going to look for HV in this string. Then we're going to look for VH. So that's how we're doing it. I think I put $looking. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So now we can say if haystack equal star needle star, then it is in there, so it's good. So found equals 1 break. Local found here. Let's just define it here. So now we can say if -z found, then echo does not have pair twice. There we go. Now, I think one of these was supposed to be good. Looking for XX in YXX. It should show up there. So we should have that. So that one's not right. Let's do this. Yeah, that one should be in there. I love your channel. Yo, thank you, Elemental. I appreciate that. Oh, probably because I wrote hackstack. There we go. Beautiful. The next thing we need to look for is it has one letter repeated around a random pivot. So this is where we're looking for something like letter, anything, letter. Now this is going to be, I think this is going to be easy to find. Let me think about how we would actually do this. Is there an easy regex to do that? If we have a string like A, B, C, D, E, F, E, we want to match the E, F, E part. I don't know if there's a simple regex to do that. Yeah, so that'll match right at the beginning. We want it to be like same. I don't know if there's a... Besides going through all 26 characters and coming up with a regex for each one, which kind of sucks. We could do it. There's probably a cleaner way to do this. I could just go through each letter that's in the string or something. Yeah. Oh, I do have another way to do it. Compare each char with the... I was just going to say, I was literally going to say, just compare each character to the one that's 2 positions ahead of it. Because I can't think of a good way to do it, really. Yeah, I think that's all we do here. So we just copy all this logic over. The C1 is this, and C2 is this. There we go. I think that works. Found 2 nice strings. Naughty, naughty, nice, nice. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Watching your videos inspired me to learn Bash. I can finally stop using Python. Yo, banana. Love it. Appreciate to hear that. I appreciate hearing that. Still use Python if you want. Don't you don't have to stop using languages. But Bash is way more powerful than I think people give it credit for. So if I can teach that, then that is great. All right, let's do this. Cat, real input, pipe that into part 2. We get 53 nice strings. Let's go here. 53. There we go. That's the right answer. You are 1 gold star closer to powering the weather machine. Let's go. Go us. Killing it. Awesome. Oh man, let's take a look. Beautiful. Look how many stars we have. We are crushing it. Stop playing the piano. I may go to sleep. It's almost 3 in the morning here. Listen, if it's 3 a.m., you probably should go to sleep. During my discovery journey with tar earlier, I got to use yes pipe rm-r. I don't know why your RM is asking you for interaction unless you have -I set somewhere else that you're not aware of. Because you almost never really need to tell RM yes, unless there's some weirdness going on. I guess, if it's protected files, it might do that, right? I think it might do that actually if the permissions are weird. I take that back. I can imagine scenarios where that's happening. Either way, you're brave. Piping yes into RM like that. Yo, what's up, Stu? How you doing? Oh, here, you know what? Let's have some fun over here. Where is that button I'm looking for? Here it is. There you guys go. I'll even mute the mic. Here we go. And I'm back. Doing great, just a bit busy lately. Yo, Stu, I can understand that, but glad to hear you're doing well. That's great. What are we programming today? I think we might be done programming. I know I haven't been streaming that long, but I'm kind of just feeling tired. I'm a little bit exhausted. I'm a little bit burned out. So maybe I'll just do one day of Advent of Code and some piano and call it a night. I had no idea you played piano. See, I need to do a better job of showing you guys that, like, yeah, I play piano. I don't know how to show it on my channel besides, like, through streams. I don't know. Would it be weird if you suck at programming, just uploaded a video, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, here's me playing piano for 20 minutes. Majestic, yo, appreciate that. I don't know why my Mac keyboard is like that. My laptop's certainly not like that. My laptop has the function key right where you describe, and I totally hit it, which changes my keyboard layout. Super annoying. But yeah, this keyboard that came with my Mac Studio just doesn't have that, so very nice. Alright, I'm getting sick of that key. Sheet music? Yes. Not very well, but yeah, I can. You have the M4 Max Studio? I have the M1 Max Studio. Ultra Max? I don't remember which one it is. But I think I probably added the keyboard on. I don't remember. I bought it like 5 years ago. Surprised you have a Mac keyboard, not a mechanical one? Yeah, I'm not picky about keyboards. lot of people want me to do a video showing off my whole setup, my programming setup, you know, both the software and the hardware. And like, gotta warn you guys, it's gonna be pretty boring. Did you try Strudel REPL to write music? I have tried it. I'm not good at it. I tried it for a couple hours and I watched videos of people doing it. I find it just very confusing. I'm not that good at it, which is so weird. I like to program and I like music, but it's bridging those gaps has been really difficult. It is a MIDI keyboard. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It plugs in my computer over USB, so it's a USB interface. But yeah, fundamentally it's a MIDI keyboard and it's running through Logic Pro, which is turning those MIDI signals into what you hear. All right. I think that's it for me. I'm going to call it a night here. I'm a little bit tired, and I don't want to stream too long and get too burnt out. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. This was a nice little break from stuff. Just sit down and get back into the content swing of things, because it's been a week since I uploaded my last video, and I don't have another video in the tank. You know what I mean? So I gotta get working on something. I'm a bad content creator right now. So we'll figure out something. I was gonna record a video tonight, but I was like, I want something less I have to think about. So streaming is nice for that. Didn't expect the piano live, but it was nice. Yo, appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have a good one, Dave. Yeah. Yo, thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I think it's super cool. Have a good night, everyone. And yeah, like I said, I'll be around. I'll be streaming more. Not super, maybe like once a week, somewhere around there. Maybe once or twice a week. We'll see. Just kind of go live when I feel like it. So yeah. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you are watching on YouTube, better hit that subscribe button. Okay, you better hit that subscribe button, because we're trying to get 100,000 subscribers. I really, really want that silver play button, and it's coming. It's coming. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. I'll see y'all later.